If you have a fatty liver, your chances of having blocked arteries are much higher. The normal goal in treating fat buildup in the liver is to reach a healthy weight through diet. While the medication helps to treat this condition, you need to use it along with lifestyle changes. Although it is normal to have some fat in your liver, it is not safe when it is more than 5%. Fatty liver is a silent epidemic that often goes on unnoticed, largely because the liver is resilient. Join us as we explore 7 foods that cause fatty liver. Excessive alcohol. So what is fatty liver? Fatty liver is a growing concern, with research showing an increase since 2019. Alcohol consumption is a ticking time bomb for your health and has bad effects on your liver. One of the causes of fatty liver disease is the consumption of large amounts of alcohol, and this affects over 90 million people in the United States of America. Alcohol-related liver disease is the 12th leading cause of death in the U.S., accounting for 44,000 deaths annually. But that's not all. Drinking alcohol also affects the heart in a very destructive manner. A study revealed that even moderate consumers who take 2 drinks per day are 20% more likely to suffer from heart disease. Moreover, excessive alcohol consumption can lead to hypertension, cardiac rhythm disorders, and heart failure. The liver can only process 1 ounce of alcohol per hour, making excessive drinking a recipe for disaster. Here is another scariest thing about excessive alcohol consumption. The damage often goes unnoticed until it's too late. So don't let alcohol silence your liver. Refined carbohydrates. Do you know the stuff that makes pizza irresistible? Well, it turns out that these tasty treats are harming the bodies, especially the liver and arteries. Here is the simple truth. When you eat refined carbohydrates, your blood sugar spikes like a rocket, although the body pumps out insulin to deal with it. Resistance is a big problem. Studies show that people who eat lots of refined carbohydrates have a 44% higher risk of fatty liver disease. This is because when your body can't use glucose properly, it turns it into fat and stores it in your liver. The liver is not exactly where it should be stored. There is more to this. Carbohydrates also trigger inflammation in your body. It's like setting off tiny fires everywhere, including in your blood vessels. This makes it easier for cholesterol to build up and eventually lead to blocked arteries. The numbers don't lie. A study of 8,300 people found that those who ate the most refined carbs had a 10% higher risk of heart disease. So hold on before reaching for refined carbohydrates. You'll be doing yourself a favor. Processed foods. You know those convenient, tasty treats that make our taste buds dance but leave our bodies crying for help? You've all been there, right? Grabbing a quick snack on the go, microwaving a ready-made meal after a long day. But have you ever imagined what these foods are doing to your insides, especially your liver? The liver is the organ constantly working to remove waste and toxins from the body. It processes everything you eat and drink. Now imagine throwing a non-stop rager with nothing but junk food and artificial ingredients. That is basically what happens when you load up on processed foods. Your liver does not get a break, and eventually it starts to wear down. Studies show that a diet high in processed foods can increase the risk of fatty liver disease by up to 40%. These convenient packaged products often contain sugars, unhealthy fats, and empty calories. When the liver gets overwhelmed by this nutritional combination, it starts storing excess fat, leading to a disease called non-alcoholic fatty liver. The average American consumes a whopping 60% of their daily calories from ultra-processed foods. That's like feeding your body with fuel that's been tampered with and expecting it to run smoothly. But it's not just the liver at stake. Processed foods are linked to a 12% increase in cardiovascular disease risk. Processed food harms the body in 3 main ways. They increase blood pressure, cause inflammation, and disrupt cholesterol balance in the blood. Eating processed food is like starting a chain reaction in your body. It stands the risk of having fatty liver and blocked arteries. Excessive salt consumption. We all love a good salty snack, but our bodies, not so much, especially when it comes to the livers and arteries. Taking too much salt raises your blood pressure, which damages your blood vessels. When blood vessels are damaged, it's easier for fat and cholesterol to build up and block the arteries. So how does this affect your liver? Well, it doesn't just stop there. Your liver gets hit too. A study in the Journal of Clinical Investigation found that high salt diets can lead to fatty liver disease, even without adding extra calories. Another study in China found that people who ate the most salt were 21% more likely to have fatty liver disease. The average American consumes about 3,400 milligrams of sodium daily. That is way over the recommended 2,300 milligrams. And get this, cutting salt intake by just 1,000 milligrams a day could prevent up to 92,000 deaths annually. Salt gives food a good taste, but the evidence is clear. Consuming a lot of it can lead to serious health challenges. Consuming toxic oil. You may not know this, but some oil in the food is secretly harming you. They are found in many snacks and fast foods and can silently damage the liver and arteries. Certain oils, such as partially hydrogenated oils and some vegetable oils high in omega-6, trigger chronic inflammation in the body. This inflammation harms the liver and blood vessels, causing long-term damage. A study in the Journal of Hepatology found that people who consumed more toxic oils had a 23% higher risk of fatty liver disease. Here's a simple way to say it. These oils disrupt fat processing in the body by raising bad cholesterol, that's LDL, and lowering good cholesterol, or HDL. This increases the risk of blocked arteries. Research published in the British Medical Journal showed that replacing just 2% of calories from these toxic oils with healthier fats could reduce heart disease risk by 21%. Another 6-year study showed that cooking with unhealthy oils increased artery blockage by nearly 10% compared to using olive oil. That is a lot of damage to the liver. Fast foods. Fast food is everyone's guilty pleasure, and that's because they are tasty and we often want them, but they're not exactly healthy for the body. Fast food can harm your liver and arteries. The impact might be worse than you think. Fast food is like a triple threat. It is packed with unhealthy fats, loaded with refined carbohydrates, and contains excess calories. Eating fast foods can be bad for the liver and the heart. A study in the Journal of Hepatology found that people who ate fast food 2 or more times a week had double the risk of fatty liver disease. Those who ate it more than 20 times a month had a 42% higher risk of severe fatty liver disease. The Framingham Heart Study showed that eating fast food just once a week increased the risk of heart disease by 20%. Add that up to 2 to 3 times a week, and you're looking at a 50% higher risk. A typical fast food meal can contain over 1,000 calories, which is half your daily intake in one sitting. Plus, it's usually high in trans fats, which are like concrete for your arteries. A 15-year study found that people living closer to fast food joints had a 13% higher risk of stroke. Excessive sugar. Sugar in moderation has some health benefits. However, excessive sugar consumption leads to various health issues such as obesity, type 2 diabetes, tooth decay, and heart disease. So how does excessive sugar intake affect the liver? Sugar, especially added sugars like high fructose, corn syrup, hits the liver like a freight train. Unlike other carbohydrates, fructose binds to your liver, overwhelming it and leading to fat buildup. A study in the Journal of Hepatology 2018 found that daily sugar-sweetened beverage consumers had a 56% higher risk of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Excessive sugar also triggers inflammation, turning your arteries into a battleground. The American Heart Association reports that excessive sugar consumption is linked to an increased risk of dying from heart disease. Like refined carbohydrates, too much sugar makes your cells ignore insulin, leading to higher blood sugar and more problems for your liver and arteries. A review in Nutrients in 2016 highlighted how high sugar intake can raise bad cholesterol and lower good cholesterol. A healthy liver and heart are just a few lifestyle changes away, so start by cutting out processed and high-caloric foods. And that's it for today's video on the 7 foods that cause fatty liver and increase your risk of blocked arteries. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to check out our next one shown on the screen now. Thank you.